Yeah, I thought I would make a whole video on 45. I tried putting it with some other problems. It got way too long. They want us to write it in factored form, and then they want us to basically put it in expanded form, which means multiply it out. And then they give us this point. So that point must be there for some reason, so let's see what it's there for. All right, if it's third degree and these are my zeros, and I see that I have this 2 plus square root of 5i, I know there's another 0, 2 minus square root of 5i. So if I want to write the function f of x, remember it's x minus the 0, so x minus minus 1 would become x plus 1. And then I'd have x minus 2 plus square root of 5i. And I'd have x minus 2 minus square root of 5i. Okay, so let's multiply this out. I tried something a while ago that was just a mess, so I'm going to try something different here on this video. I've got x plus 1. I'm not going to mess there. I'm going to start with these two icky ones at the end. That's x minus square root of 2. No, sorry, x minus 2. Can't even read my own writing. Let me write over that with black. X minus 2 minus square root of 5i times x minus 2 plus square root of 5i. I tried to distribute with the stuff in parentheses, and it was just a mess. It can be done. I just can't do it well. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, let's kind of keep cleaning this up. I'm not going to distribute this x plus 1 yet just because I want to get rid of that messy part first, and I have a feeling it'll just get worse if I put that x plus 1 in. That's going to be x squared. If I could just get the iPad to pick up my finger things here. Minus 2x plus x times square root of 5 times I. Okay, now I'm going to distribute a negative 2 times x. That's a negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 2 is a plus 4. And negative 2 times a positive square root of 5i is a negative 2 square root of 5i. And now I got to distribute and I'm going to change colors just to help me more than y'all. Negative square root of 5 times x would be a minus x square root of 5i. Negative square root of 5i times a negative 2 would be a negative 2, negative square root of 5i times a negative 2 would be a positive, yay, 2, like that, square root of 5i. And then negative square root of 5i times a positive square root of 5i would be a minus 5, because square root of 5 times square root of 5 would give you a 5, and I times I is I squared, which is a negative 1. That would make that a positive 5. One of the reasons I was happy about some of the terms I got is I was sure hoping something was going to cancel out. Let me kind of come down here and see what we have left. I'm going to write down my x plus 1 just so I don't forget about him. Let's see, there's a plus square root of 2 5i and a minus square root of 2 5i. There's a plus x square root of 5i and a minus x square root of 5i. That's what I was happy about. Now I have x squared. Minus 2x and minus 2x would be minus 4x. Okay, so that takes care of that. And then I have a 4 plus 5 is 9. Okay, that's looking much better, isn't it? Okay, so now that's... factored form would have been, a couple of steps up where I had all this mess up here. If I'm working on expanded form, this is what I have here. The thing about it is I don't know if there's a constant multiplied out there. So really, I got to consider that, and that's why they gave me this point here in the end. Let's go ahead and write it out in expanded form, and then I'll have to go to the next page to keep working on this. Okay, so that's x cubed minus 4x squared plus 9x, and then I'm going to distribute the 1. Yay, 1 times anything is the same thing, so that's going to be easy. That's going to be what? 1 times x squared is x squared, 1 times negative 4x is negative 4x, and 1 times 9 is 9, okay? So if I clean this up, let's see what we would have all together. I'm going to have to write it in red just so I can put it on this page, so excuse the fact that it's getting written over here, but I've got an iPad, I'm in a truck, I have no paper, so I'm trying to clean this up. I can't even write it down to go to a clean screen. I have x cubed, so I'm just going to kind of come over here so I can try to remember what I had. X cubed minus 4x squared plus x squared would be minus 3x squared And then I've got 9x minus 4x is 5x. And then I got plus 9. Okay, so 1, negative 3, 5, 9. 5, 9, and it was cubed. 1x cubed minus 3x squared plus 5x plus 9 is what I've got so far. And then again, I've got that point that they gave me, and there's a reason they gave me the point. And the point they gave me on 45 was f of negative 2 is 42. Okay, so this tells me if I plug in x equal negative 2, I get y is 42. That's what this means, right? Those are supposed to be equal signs, but the iPad doesn't pick my finger up very well. Okay, the problem is this could be the equation, or it could be that there's a constant out front. Now, I'm just going to, let's assume there's a constant, okay? That would mean, let me make that f of x into a y. If I multiply by a, it would be ax cubed minus 3ax squared plus 5ax. You know what? This is a long way of doing this. Let's do this. If the a is out front, let's go ahead and plug in x is negative 2. Negative 2 cubed, okay, negative 2 cubed. Let me go ahead and make my space for my x to get plugged in, just so I can stay on track, because I'm the problem. I get lost real easy. Okay, so if I'm plugging in negative 2, it's going to go in all the x spots. This will be a whole lot easier than when I was trying to do above. That would be y equal a times negative 2 cubed is negative 8. Negative 2 squared is a positive 4, and a positive 4 times a negative 3 would be a negative 12. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10, and then 9. So let's clean this up. Y equal a, let's clean up inside. Negative 8 minus 12 is negative 20. Negative 20. Negative 20 minus 10 is negative 30. Negative 30 plus 9 would be negative 21. Okay, so I've got this little equation, except I know what y is. Remember, they told me that when x is negative 2, y is 42. So this is 42. I'm just plugging in 42 for y. I can find out if there's a constant, okay? And what I can do is solve for a. Now I can divide by negative 21. Oh, good. I must have done something right, because this came out to be a pretty negative 42 divided by negative 21 is negative 2. Okay, so a is negative 2. What does that mean? That means my function did have a constant out front. It was negative 2, and then it was negative 2 times x cubed minus 3x squared plus 5x plus 9, which is running off the iPad here, so you're not going to probably be able to read it. Let me come over here and start a little further over. If I multiply that out, negative 2x cubed, negative 2 times negative 3x squared would be plus 6x squared. Negative 2 times positive 5x would be minus 10x, and negative 2 times 9 is minus 18. If I can get the 8 on there, I can have my answer. Oh, good, it fit. Here's my answer. So I had to first get the factors, multiply it out, and then I have to think it might not just be those factors multiplied together. There might have been a constant multiplied through by the function, and sure enough there was. It was negative 2.